All right, so let's get started. So we've got a lot to cover today, and a good chunk of what I'm covering today is not in the book. So I'll post these slides, but take lots of notes today. Okay. So we're going to talk about bias and heuristics today. So probably the most overwhelming bias that we have to tackle in our own thinking and our own decision making is confirmation bias. And we need to tackle confirmation bias. We've already talked a little bit about this bias before, because we all recognize that evidence matters. So it's important to have your beliefs conform to reality if you're going to be a successful decision maker. So we should be sensitive to evidence, and we all know that. We all agree with that. But understanding what counts as good evidence is made very challenging, is made complicated by our biases. And these biases are shared by all of us. None of us is exempt from the cognitive biases that we're going to discuss today. So it's just part of our apparatus. It's like the factory install of being a human being comes with bias. And we'll talk about those biases. Those biases are actually often adaptive. And what it means to be adaptive means that they gave us some sort of evolutionary advantage. So the biases, more specifically the heuristics that we use to reason with, are adaptive. So they helped us in our evolutionary history. We can understand them as playing a kind of an adaptive role in our development as a species. So confirmation bias is simple. Really hard to overcome, simple to state. So as we try to evaluate evidence or interpret data, we do these two things. On the one hand, we tend to illegitimately favor evidence that supports our beliefs, and we tend to ignore evidence that goes against our beliefs. So we give illegitimate weight to the things, the evidence that support our views, and we give not enough weight, illegitimately, to the things that go against our views. So we have these views, we have these cherished positions or beliefs, and when we look out into the world is filled with evidence. We cherry pick the evidence that favors the things we like, and we ignore, illegitimately, the evidence that speaks against the things we like or the beliefs we hold. Okay?